My name is Daniel Eatock. I am an artist, and I never know how to. I might have to do this a few times. That's the most difficult question out of all of the questions that you're going to ask. So I am an artist, and I explore lots of different mediums. I think the thing that connects all the work that I make is like a conceptual mischievousness, where I try to uncover things to expose some kind of truth or honesty. Now, my background comes from graphic design, but I always felt like a charlatan when I was studying graphic design because I didn't feel like a designer, but I loved all the I don't know the logic of what we were taught, and but I always liked applying it to other things. So if I was making my lunch or going to the market to buy food, then I found that the things I was learning within graphic design were really useful in a way, for life. It just got you to kind of live in the world and live well because you could make good decisions, you could organize information, and participation just felt like it made sense. If you seed an idea, if you have something and you invite others to see the same thing and then make a contribution, then if they willingly participate in that task, then it feels like you've made a friend. It feels like they've connected with something, and the work gets built and it becomes bigger, and more people, and they'll share it with their friend, and it's like a grassroots thing that just grows and spreads organically. Those things feel really great. And when I started to think about painting is always the illusion of, or most of the time has the illusion of depth. So if it's a still life, it's like a painting of, of a bowl of fruit, or it might be a landscape. And if it's abstract, it's often like emotional depth. But there's always this depth. And I wondered if, rather than physically adjusting the surface, is there a way of putting a form onto that surface that acknowledges that plane? So I picked up a rolling pin and I started to roll colour into kind of these blobs. So I thought these shapes that I'm rolling, somehow that tool pushes the paint into a form, and that form has arisen from like an implement which is about flatness. So it felt truthful to its surface. And I thought if I overlap these shapes, somehow I'm kind of getting towards like the truth of like the surface of a pond or a pool of water. So on that surface it reflects the sky and infinity above, but it also, you can see through that surface to the depths of the pond. So you've got infinity, but it on a plane. And my paintings are like an attempt at that. So it's like the whole world is flattened, and the truth of flatness is revealed back to the viewer. But in that flatness, there is infinite depth. It emerges from doing. I begin one, so I have to do the first shape, and then I'll look at that, and then I'll respond to it, and then I'll look at that and respond, and I'll keep responding. And usually the first shape that I roll, I won't be happy with. It won't be the form will be a bit problematic, and the second shape will be trying to correct it. And I'll keep doing these additional shapes until all of them somehow have like a tension and hold together. And then once I get at that point, then the painting is finished. And the colour is really a byproduct of making these forms. I wanted to have the shapes visible from each other. So if all the forms were the same colour, it would just become like one mess. Whereas because each one is a different colour, you see the forms and you see the overlaps, and as a viewer you can kind of unpick all these layers to kind of see the flatness. So if I'm working with pens, I'll use all of the pens. If I'm working with paint, I'll use all of the paint, and I don't discriminate. I try not to just subconsciously, like I'm drawn to certain colours more than others, but I try to, I don't know, ignore that. So I will put all the colours in my peripheral vision, and when I'm making a painting, rather than choosing like brown, green, blue, whatever it might be, I'll just kind of get them and almost try to allow the colour to choose me. Then sometimes I get like really special things which I would never have chosen. And that's the magic of working with colour. I need to have a material that I can just freely feel, that I can play with, to figure out what the work is going to be. So that paint just kind of, yeah, it just makes sense. It's like, it's economical, yet really good. So I can use it in abundance and explore form through the paint. And it's not too runny, and it's not too kind of like firm, and it doesn't drip, but you can move it and manipulate it freely. It's like, how would you describe water? Like, water just is. It is good. Like, you can drink it, you can pour it, you can wash in it. And I think this paint is just, it's like the perfect form for colour. So I'm not afraid of like being tired, and I'm not afraid of not enjoying it. Like, I make work every single day, and if I don't feel like making work, then I'll make work. And if I feel like making work, then I'll make work. And if I'm tired, I'll make work. If I'm angry, I'll make work. So it doesn't really matter where. Sometimes it's great and I have a brilliant time. It's like playing, and I love it, and it comes really easy, and I have an abundance of ideas, and I feel as though I can't move quick enough through them. And other days I have none, but I still make the work. I think perhaps the learning to be okay with discomfort, or learning that it's okay to do things that you don't enjoy at the moment. So often art can be a struggle, but once you've made something, it's really special. The real work is not that eureka moment, it's the following through on those ideas. It's like putting the time in to realise them and to refine them and to make them communicate to others, and to doing justice to them so they exist in the world. A big part of what I try to do is to challenge that and to enable people to see something they might have seen a million times before, but in a different way. Those things that challenge people's notions or beliefs, I think, are really powerful, because, and that's what all my work tries to do. That's an easy way of just describing it. It's like a diagram, but I'm trying to do that with everything. Just trying to find a new truth, or an alternative truth. I know the things I can make, and I know what I like making, but I think that's dangerous, because then you don't evolve. So I'm forever trying to break out. But even the things that I make that initially feel different to the other stuff, once I've done it for long enough, somehow it just feels part of the same crowd of things. It all ends up fitting together. I'm getting a bit lost in my own words. But all of this, I can talk around in circles, but I love this kind of, I don't know, just like spiraling, trying to keep looping in and out of logic, and hopefully some kind of poetic thing emerges from that journey.